Hi, it's me, Josephine, and today I'm talking about the Waldorf Playstand, what you see here in my bag. I'm talking not just about the specific one I have, I'm talking also about the things I recommend to look for if you are interested in buying one of those. And I'm even talking about something you can get instead. So let's get started. So let's start with our playstand. Where did we get it from? It was a gift. We were so lucky to get it shipped from Germany from my family. This is the playstand of my sisters, but they have been used and played inside. And now it's the playstand of my daughter. This playstand was not bought by a specific store. This was actually made by friends of my family. One of them is a carpenter and he made that. So you can't get the exact same playstand as we have. But I can definitely tell you now from my experience what I would look for if I would want to buy a playstand. Because I remember me looking the first time into those playstands and I wanted to buy one so badly and I saw how expensive they were. And you don't really want to buy something for that much money what makes you not happy at the end, right? You really want something what lasts long, what will spark a lot of joy to your family and will be exactly what you were looking for. Okay, so let's talk about what I think is really important to look for if you would like to buy one of those playstands. I see a lot of times that those playstands have just one shelf. The problem with that is it will be ergonomically very fast bad for the children, depending on where the shelf is. So if there is a little child and the shelf is pretty low, it's fine. But if the child grows, the child always has to move down and starts standing kind of like this, and that's so bad for the bag. So I personally think it is way better to have more than one shelf and to make sure that the size of the playstand will be fine ergonomically with a growing kid. So it's good for way longer and not just for that specific moment. Another thing I realized is as soon as kids see that, they would love to climb on that. But I think that is a very dangerous idea. Even though if they are there, it's the same, but it's easier to show you if they're not there. The whole thing will fall, either forward or backward. It's not going to work out. So I was thinking about how can you solve that issue. And while I was looking more and more into those playstands, I saw different ideas of how you could solve that problem. Sadly, I didn't find one that actually fits to ours so far, but I will definitely not give up. So what I have seen in some of the videos is a piece that goes here in between these two wooden parts and it holds them and makes it more stable and less fragile. It helps it to give it more support so the shafts cannot fall. Another thing I've seen a lot of times now is a shelf in between the shelves. So you have on one of the sides a shelf that goes from one side to the other one and connects it. You can use this shelf also to store things and even to play with it, like the whole furniture. So it is really great. It makes it even more open-ended and gives it another little, yeah, extra. What I also realized is the size of those playstands can be very, very different. Some might be very, very small and others very, very tall. So I would definitely look into that. And if you are very tall, then it might make more sense to also buy a very tall furniture for your kids, those playstand furnitures, instead of one that's very small. Because of course, your kid might grow the same much as you did. But if you're a very small person, then you might not need that. So you should definitely also think about what actually fits to you and not just what I do recommend for myself and for my child and from our family. It also matters, of course, always what fits to you because, yeah, I already have one. It's about you here. And now, a very negative thing about the wonderful play stand is it takes a lot of space. It is huge, right? Isn't this a huge furniture? It is really big. It's not even a normal toy man. You have to call it furniture because it's so massive. It's big. It takes a lot of room. It takes a lot of space. And you definitely want to have a place where you can fit that. If you have a small room like we have here, that's why I can really talk out of experience. It can be really hard because when the kids try to run and it is so tugged up and so small, it's not longer cuddly. It is really annoying because you fall and you cannot really move well and you cannot run well. And this is so important. So if you have just a small place and you do not think about moving or anything, then it might be better to get something that actually fits better to your place, or maybe just one of them, what you can move. And sometimes you have it at the wall as shelf. We had that a while with both of them too, that we had them as shelves just at the wall. But right now we have it like that. But I really love to change up everything once in a while and just, yeah, change it up. Okay, and then there is another option. What we have here, the play stand is a really, really great toy. And I think it is the best for this purpose. But if you have a small place and if you would like to have an opportunity for your kids also to climb inside, then there is something else you can do. There are those Pickler triangles, what you've probably heard about, and some Pickler triangles are not actually Pickler triangles anymore. They are more like huge climbing things, what you can change here and change there and make a lot of different things out of them. And we have one. And let me show you how this is and what I'm talking about so you can see by yourself why I say that this could be a different option for you. Okay, so like you see, here we have a toy where you can climb on and you can actually have it in exact this shape as a house. You can put here a blanket on top or some other fabrics and a lot of different things like the play silks, whatever you have. And it is great, or you do not put anything on top because you're just using it for climbing. We bought this actually with this piece, what you can add. Then you have on one side a slide, and on the other side you can climb. I actually like the slide better, and the most kids do. And what you can easily do with this toy is you can add here a wooden box, for example, and then it is pretty easy for your kid to play kind of the same way. So this might be a different option for you because you can make this actually way smaller than you could do it with the play stand, but you do have to always open all of those things and stack it together, and it's still a big thing, but it is smaller. So depending on what you are actually looking for, this might be an option for you too. And of course, this is also not the only other option you have. There is so many other options. You could also just use big cardboard boxes of something you have already at home and build something and then flatten them at the end and stack them behind a shelf or something like that. Or what you could do also is, of course, you might have seen it. There is this rainbow toy. It is kind of like the wobble board that you can wobble on it, but you can also flip it up and then use it exact the same way. My personal favorite definitely is the play stand, but it has to fit to your family, to your life. So I hope with all of those different ideas, I could help you a little bit to think about what really fits to you. What is it? What fits to your needs. And now a little extra before I'm completely done with my video. I have seen something that was so cool, but I've never seen before. I saw a play stand that had the lower shelf as a box. That is so cool because you can store things inside. And I really love to have everything organized. And I think it's a very cool idea that you can put the things inside and then everything is clear again. But the con about that thing is that I have realized personally when I put things in boxes, nobody plays with them. Everybody plays with what they can see. If it's not visual, it's not there. But this is not how it is with every child, and I realize it especially with little kids. Okay, I hope this video was a help for you. Have a beautiful day. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that yet so you don't miss out on any of my videos. Give this video a thumbs up and I'll see you in my next video. Have a beautiful time. Goodbye.